An off-roading question I commonly get asked is, what is the water fording depth of my Subaru? While some people have went through deeper water, the official and safest answer is don't ford any water that's higher than the undercarriage of the Subaru. A lot of you who follow my off-road and overlanding Ascent adventures see me fording water all over the country. It looks really spectacular and often looks like the water is really deep, but most of it is an illusion created by my beefy all-terrain tires kicking up water. Of course, whether or not you decide to ford deeper water is entirely up to you, but either way, hopefully some of the tips in this video will help you be prepared and help you know what you need to know to ford water as safely as possible. If we take a closer look at some of my adventures, you can see that the water is below the undercarriage. That doesn't mean you won't make it through deeper water, it just means I usually won't take the chance and follow the guidelines. This can be really important on older Subarus where the engine control module is located under the carpet in front of the passenger's feet, or even in newer models that have the amplifier mounted under the seat. If you get stuck in deep water, when that water starts to seep in, these expensive electronics can get wet and stop functioning. If it happens to be the ECM, you're going to be stuck. Because of that, whenever safely possible, it's best to leave your doors closed and get help from someone else with you. Remember, even on newer Subarus, besides the amplifier, your front and rear differentials and your transmission all have vents on them. The rear differential vent is located really low since the rear differential is at the bottom of the undercarriage. Of course, you also run the risk of forcing water up and into your engine's air intake. That's never a good thing. There are other important things to remember about fording or wading through water. Always ford or cross at approved locations. For instance, this water crossing is on Hartnett Road. Part of that road is the riverbed and is almost always underwater. It's usually a bad idea to try fording moving water. Big dips or holes you didn't see, slippery rocks, or loose footing under the car tires can allow your car to be pushed downriver by the force of the water. It's a bad idea to ford saltwater. If you do, don't forget to perform a good undercarriage wash when done. Proceed at slower speeds, but fast enough to allow momentum to help you over the underwater terrain without getting stuck. If you try to go really fast through water, you run more of the risk of shoving it over your hood and into your intake manifold, which can cause your engine to hydrolock. That's definitely not a warranty repair, and you may be out of a lot of money getting your Subaru fixed. Test crossings you're unfamiliar with or haven't been to recently. For both depth and solidity of the bottom. Measure depth and determine if the bottom is solid enough to hold your car without it sinking into muck or mud. For instance, even if you can see the bottom, it may be a thick layer of mud, meaning when you drive through the water, you may sink into the muck and get stuck. Some areas have sensitive vegetation alongside the banks of rivers. For instance, this is more common out west and more arid areas of the United States. In any such areas, one should attempt to minimize splashing outside of the body of water to protect the sensitive vegetation. Always have appropriate recovery gear readily available and easily accessible when you off-road or overland. Always let someone know what your route is and have a method of calling for help if something happens, such as a satellite phone or signaling device when out of cell range, or a cell phone and backup battery when in cell range. Most importantly, when off-roading or overlanding, remember to be careful, be safe, have the appropriate recovery gear and know how to use it, have a way of contacting help, and leave no trace in your travels. And please, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and follow my channel for more.